Hello and welcome to this Jane's Weather Update. Now, you'll notice on the satellite today, there's not a lot going on, but as always, there are some things. So let's unpack what you can expect in the next week, the week after that, the week after that, and the months ahead. So having a look here, we do have a cloud band that is running here through the eastern states. We've got just a little bit of that cloud left over and through here and some low cloud across the northern slopes of the ranges in Victoria. And there is something approaching the southwest, just a little bit of cloud that's coming in through there. All right, on the weather mapping through here, we have a sliding cold front. Why is it sliding? It peaked over in the west, brought severe weather, lots of rain, and then this high pressure system, yes, still blocking high pressure systems. They're getting in the way. They're acting as a stop sign. So it means that the front just slides as it crosses the southeast. That doesn't bring a lot of rain because it takes all of the energy and the moisture that it had with it. Over on the other side, we've got a cold front all the way out through here. So that one will be approaching in the days ahead. Otherwise, we're back in this pattern. We're continuing this pattern where we've got high pressure dominating things and making those fronts slide as they move across the southeast, or blocking those low pressure systems from actually moving through to produce that rain. There is a trough that is in through here. Now, the front itself is sliding, but the energy that's in behind it. So you can kind of think of it as all of this that's happening on the surface here. It's like there are puppets above it that are directing where that actually moves. This one here has an upper level pool of cold energy, and so that is now moving into Queensland. Skipping the southeast, it's moving into Queensland. It's started to head north. And you can see there is onshore airflow there. You've got that upper level energy. You've got that moisture source. We're going to see some rain coming in through there. So let's have a look over the next week. Here it is. It doesn't extend right inland, but it does affect these eastern parts of Queensland. So there is something, and it's not just one day. It'll last for days and days and days as that comes through. So I'll have a look at which days in particular that is coming in. In the southeast, there is something here. Again, it is those sliding cold fronts, so it doesn't deliver huge falls, but there's a little bit of it that does get beyond the ranges there. Over in the southwest, we'll have a front come through, we'll have another one come through, and there's even the potential for a cut-off low. So the rain does continue over there, but at least now we'll have some breaks in between those systems as they come in. Okay, so let's have a look day by day. Day one being Friday. Here we are, not much happening in Queensland yet. We've got the remains of this system moving through the east. There's not much from that there. They will get a bit in Sydney this afternoon. And here we have just a couple of showers in the southwest, not much going on. Heading into the weekend, here is Saturday. Not much activity for Queensland yet. It's just very coastal thanks to that onshore airflow. We've got this arriving here. That is later. It's more to be a Sunday feature as that moves through. So here we have on Saturday, nothing happening in the southeast unless you're in the western parts of Tasmania. Heading to Sunday, again in through there, this system comes in. You can see this is starting to head inland to those eastern parts of Queensland. So Sunday is the day that begins in through there. Heading into Monday, lots in here, more of a central and southern parts of that eastern parts of Queensland. And we've got this coming across the southwest as well. Again, nothing in here. As we go into Tuesday next week, this is where we see another one of those sliding fronts going across the southeast. So it doesn't deliver much rain as it goes through, but it does deliver something. And then this is what is remaining of that upper level energy, that onshore airflow producing that rain in those eastern states in Queensland and New South Wales, mainly near the coast. Heading into days Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. So that's days 5 through to 8. This here, you'll notice that most of that is on the Tuesday and then it peters out. But this here, there is a bit coming. So there we have Tuesday, now maybe even 10 to 15 millimetres if you're in the southwestern parts of Victoria and the far southeast of South Australia. So over the next week, that is something rather than nothing. It's likely to be Tuesday into Wednesday and then Thursday into Friday as those systems come through. And yes, as always, there is more for the southwest there. Western parts of Tasmania, that's what sees the most, and the north as well. Sliding cold fronts. As it goes over the ranges, it dries out. So it's the southeastern part of Tasmania that misses out on these systems. All right, so let's have a look at what the euro is saying. And this is all very, very red. What we would expect with high pressure that is moving out to the east, that introduces lots of warm air, able to come right down into the southeast, right into the eastern states here. So next week, starting Monday the 12th, we're expecting it to be above average for the majority of the time as we move through. Let's have a look at week 2. So starting the 19th of August, that heat pattern is likely to continue, but not in through here on this model, perhaps some wet weather coming in. Okay, let's have a look at the wet weather part of this. heading back to next week. So starting on the 12th of August, this is this system coming through. So that is above average rain for this time of year, and quite significantly as we move through southeast Queensland, right on the coast there. So there's that rain we saw when it began, and it continues through much of next week, tapering off later. So it's a good 4, maybe even 5 days of this pattern across Queensland as it comes in. We've got this in the southwest, not quite as much for the far southwest corner because we've got those dry breaks in between. It's not a constant hit from that western part there. It's coming through in organised bands, i.e. cold fronts that are coming through. So it's not quite as much as we have had over the past couple of weeks. And in the southeast here, yes, the dry trend continues. Yes, we have a little bit of that wet weather coming in, but it's not enough to be considered above average. Let's have a look at the next week. So this starts on the 19th of August. Here is what that rainfall that we saw that was moving in through Queensland that could produce that cooler part in through here. So that's what's related to that. This does show that it might extend right down here through these parts of New South Wales, maybe even right into the west as well, and parts of Victoria might pick this up. Maybe this is a north of the ranges type thing here, which doesn't help out these guys in through here. Over in the southwest corner, yes, more cold fronts will come through. Right, so that is week 2. That is from a model known as the Euro. Let's have a look at the Weather Bureau's model and what they're saying. So here we have a 50% chance scenario. So there's a 50% chance of seeing this amount of rain, and we've gone with week 2. Now, with the day that is from Tuesday next week. Very helpful, thank you very much. So that starts on the 13th, so the week from Tuesday onwards. Randomly, they don't have this system in through here. This is always a couple of days old by the time the Bureau gets it to the web. So this was run on the 6th of August. So maybe it didn't have that feature that was in through here. It is Tuesday. So it's well after it begins on Sunday, but there should still be some wet weather that is coming in through Queensland. We can see it on all of the models. It should be on this one as well. Across the south here, it's got falls in through here, but there is 10 to 15 as soon as you go into the green, 15 to 25. That'd be really nice. Even maybe a 25 to 50 in the far corner there. This is a 50% chance of reaching that. We know the data is a little bit old, so read into that what you will. But this is one piece of the guidance in terms of what's happening next week, starting on the Tuesday. Let's head 1 week further, and this will be the following week, starting on Tuesday the 20th. Again, it's got these falls in through the southeast here, mainly hitting the west, drying out as it hits through here. A little bit coming up into Queensland, but it didn't have that rainfall that the other model had that was in through these parts of Queensland. So again, read into that what you will. Again, coming across the southwest. So this here is hopefully not a false hope that there is some actual rain coming to the southeast. If we can get in the models, awesome. Head to janesweather.com, have a look at that 10-day outlook and see whether any of those models actually have a weather system moving through. Check it each day, keep on top of it, keep your eye on it, and see when you've got more than one of those models saying, yes, there's some rain on the horizon, and then see how it comes to you as it tracks closer. Okay, heading into our SAM. Now, this is a couple of days old, unfortunately. I have got the team to get on that and fix it. You'll also notice, where is this? It is off the chart. So it is incredibly negative at the moment, so much so that it has moved right out of the boundaries of this. That is interesting. Why is that? There's a thing known as sudden stratospheric warming, and that has happened in the upper part of the atmosphere above Antarctica. That means that we end up with a negative SAM. Now, a negative SAM, so right off the charts here, that indicates strong cold fronts. Now, if you're in southeastern Australia and you're wanting rain, you're going, hurrah, that is amazing. Yes, yes, please, we'll take those strong cold fronts coming through. We want that precipitation. However, it doesn't tell you where those strong cold fronts are going to be peaking, and at the moment they're all peaking in the west of the country because we've got high pressure that is sitting there in the southeast blocking those strong cold fronts from coming through. So this gives us an indication that yes, we'll have some strong cold fronts, but it doesn't show you where they're actually going to peak. And it looks like the pattern of it peaking in the southwest is where it's going to be, and then sliding across the southeast. If that changes, hopefully it does, as always, head to the 10-day outlook so you can see it on the weather models. All right, let's have a look at the MJO. So this is our pulse of tropical energy. Interesting. This one is moving around through here. And so for the part of the last 2 weeks of August there, we're looking at being in our neck of the woods. So this is across the Australian region. That means that any weather system that can move through has a better chance of having a connection to that tropical moisture and delivering more rain. So we like to see that because, yes, it's those two things working together, our low pressure and our moisture working together to produce that wet weather. But it doesn't tell us where those systems are going to go, and that is always the ultimate thing about what makes or breaks a season. Where do those low pressure systems actually end up moving? So this tells us, good, we'll have a tropical connection source, but we don't know where they're actually going to go. Let's have a look at the sea surface temperature anomaly. So top of the ocean, how much warmer or cooler than average it is. Over in our box, over in the Indian Ocean, we had some blues appearing. They have started to disappear a little bit. All right, over in the eastern box here, over in the Pacific Ocean, this blue is surf up and it is progressing with each week. Now we can see that here, having a look at the Nino one, so that's the Pacific Ocean. The index has gone down over the last week, and we have 1, 2, 3 models where it crosses that threshold into La Nina. This is September into October. We've got 1, 2, 3 that don't come near the threshold. These ones don't come near, this one comes close. Having a look at the Indian Ocean dipole, you can see it got very excited. It came right down near this threshold. It had a massive tumble, and now it has steadily gone up and up and up over the past couple of weeks. So that is us losing those blues in that boxing through here and perhaps gaining some as it moves through here. So the imbalance from left to right and through there. What does that mean here? These will update on about the 12th, so early next week. If you come back to this map, just go to the long-range box at Jane's Weather up the top there. It'll take you straight to these maps. Just scroll down till you can see them. This one will update, and all of these models here will have updated as well. So this is probably the worst time to be showing this to you because it updates once a month in terms of what the forecast here is, and the next one is due early next week. So come back and have a look at that one. As it stands at the moment, we've got 3 models that thought it would continue going down into this area here. This one has bounced out, and this one doesn't like it at all. So that's 3 out of 5 that are down here, but 1 that really likes a positive. I would suggest that the Indian Ocean has no idea what it is doing. First of all, it all thought they were going to go up here, then it took a turn, and they all came down here, and some of these followed suit. It is not clear-cut, as you can clearly see here, that it's not clear-cut, that we don't know what's happening in this box. It hasn't gone the full way. It hasn't moved as much as this one has from that transition from yellow through to blue. All right, let's have all of that put together. I've chosen Hamilton in southwestern Victoria. It has been very dry. We're after rain here, so that's the vibe that you're getting from me here. Let's go through what we've got. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay. So that's what we're expecting. Sorry, here we are, Friday. Nothing, 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 nothing. That's expecting how we are. From Tuesday, we might be seeing something. So let's just jump forward to where it gets interesting. Let's expand this out so we can see each of those weather models in action, see which ones like it and which ones don't. Here we have 1, 2, 3 models, not really the 4th one, but that is 3 models that do like something, 0 to 5 millimeters, and as we've got through here, 0 to 1 millimeters. So, and then it's got a tiny bit here on that remaining model. So that is all 4 of them kind of there, at least 3 out of 4, but not really delivering very much at all. So something is coming, but it won't add up to very much. Let's skip forward through to about Thursday. And here we go. Here's a model. It's got liking in the morning. This one is liking in the afternoon. The other 2 really aren't there. You've got, excuse me for leaning forward, but you can see it here. There's a hint of that green one in through there, which is the Euro model in through here. So that's the 3rd model that likes a little bit. So again, that is something that is likely to come through, but probably not some huge falls out of it, 0 to 8 millimeters. Heading into Friday, this is more like we want to see. On each of these hours here, it's pretty much all 3 to 4 models that are liking some activity here, 2 to 10 millimeters. So something slightly more decent. Not amazing, but at least it is something that is coming through. So that's at the end of next week. Tuesday into Wednesday, a little bit, and then Thursday into Friday, potentially a little bit more, and lasting into Saturday, maybe Sunday. That's just 1 model that has it in through there. All right, that's it from me for this week. As always, head to janesweather.com, have a look at each of those different weather models, expand it out, see when that conditions are likely at your place and see how likely it is based on how many of them are, really gung-ho about the situation, or whether they're all just a bit like, yeah, it could be not very much at all. Hopefully, if you want some rain, there's something coming to your spot. I'll see you later. Bye.